We're sisters doing it for ourselves like Aretha Franklin. This is Felicity Was Here. Welcome back to Felicity Was Here. I'm Heather.
I'm Melissa.
And I'm Dr. Joe.
And today we are discussing Felicity Season 2, Episode 21, The Aretha Theory. Hello, sisters.
Yes.
Doing it for ourselves.
The best.
How's
So
it going?
excited.
Great.
It is going great. Summer's wrapping up. We're getting close to the end of Season 2. Very, very close. And we are so excited today. Because not only do we have one of the best Felicity episodes to discuss, but we have a special type of mailbag that we'd like to start with today. So we received an email a couple weeks ago from two very big Felicity fans, and it kind of came at great timing since last time we talked about whether or not we'd be up for a Felicity reboot from our listener Jamie, who asked. Well, these two fans are actually leading the charge on getting us a Felicity revival. They're launching a petition for a Felicity Revival to get in front of JJ and Matt. We've invited them on to talk about the project and how we, the fandom, can help support. So up first is our first ever guest interview. And then after the interview, we're going to regroup and do our normal rewatch discussion of the Aretha Theory.
Yay.
Oh, first guest. Insert hype horn.
So on to our first guest interview. We hope you enjoy. Today, we are thrilled to welcome two very special guests to the pod, Emilie Wapnick and Rena Hundert, the co-founders of Better Sweater Productions. Emilie and Rena are lifelong storytellers, multi-passionate creators, and most importantly, huge Felicity fans. They've taken their fandom to the next level by launching an online petition for a Felicity revival. And not only that, they've already drafted the pilot screenplay for what this revival could look like. We are getting a super exclusive sneak peek into their creative process, their vision for Felicity's future, and how fans can help make this project a reality. Emilie and Rena, welcome to the pod.
Thank you so much for having us. It is an honor. Truly. I'm so excited to nerd out about Felicity with you. It's my favorite topic. Period. Full stop.
The honor is all ours. We're so flattered that you reached out and had even heard of us. We're always just amazed when strangers on the internet find the pod. That was a little intro, but we'd love it if you just introduce yourselves and tell us how this project came to life.
Yeah. So I feel like the first thing I should say is that this project is not affiliated with JJ or Matt or anyone at Disney.
Yet.
Yeah, that's good. Obviously, it's the plan.
Okay. I mean, I guess I always tell people the easy thing to say is I'm a writer. I've done a whole lot of nonfiction writing, a lot of blogging. I've got a TED Talk and a book. I run a website called Putty Like, which is, online community for multi-potentialites, people with many passions. So I have sort of this whole career, in a pretty different space. But I've always loved television, and I studied communications and film production in undergrad. And I've always kind of wanted to get into screenwriting and TV writing in a more serious way. So for the last 6 years or so, I've been writing pilots, and then more recently, I've gotten really serious about kind of shifting gears a little bit in my career and just trying to break in. And Rena, do you want to give your little intro, and then we can talk about how this project came to be?
Okay, sure. So I studied theater while Emilie was studying comms, and then I started writing plays, and then after that, I realized that a lot of mainstream people don't go to the theater anymore. So I turned to the comedy club and started doing improv and stand-up and all of that kind of stuff. And then I moved to LA and kind of started getting into writing pilots and TV writing, pretty much influenced by the people around me. And they were mostly half-hour comedy. And now that I've had a kid, I found myself craving more of just the serious side, the more grounded side of life with elements of comedy. So that's led me to want to write more drama, hour-long pilots.
Yeah. And so Rena and I were roommates in undergrad. That's how we met, even though we kind of knew of each other for years. Rena, I don't know if you had watched Felicity before, but maybe I introduced it to you, or maybe you'd already watched it, but we watched a lot of Felicity as roommates. Like, it was just like on all the time, the DVDs. So yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan, as are all of us. Yeah. I think I was like 14 when it came out, and I was like a pretty depressed teenager. And that show just really, I felt like there's someone out there who gets me. It almost felt like magic. Like, how does this thing exist? And I was just like a very, you know, how teenagers are. I was like very obsessed, and like I would print out pictures of the cast and stick them to my agenda. Dress up as Felicity for Halloween one year.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
You'll have to send us photos.
I don't know if I have any, but yeah. There's a lot of embarrassing stuff that is sweet. But I mean, Felicity herself is a little bit crazy, so I feel like it
remember,
fits.
I wrote a letter to you from Felicity at your bachelorette party. Do you remember that? I don't have the contents of it anymore, but I was like, this is the perfect thing. But yeah, I've always thought Emilie and Felicity have very similar personalities, and it's like it's a very rare personality type to see in the wild, and like especially on television. I just feel like there's not a lot of representation for that like sensitive, passionate, intelligent person with so much follow through, you know? And yeah, I don't know. They've always run in parallel to me. When I think of Emilie, it's like I think of Felicity. It's like they're just in the same.
I'm like blushing over here. Thank you, Rena.
I mean, it is such a sweet show, and we've talked about before how it was so different from other shows that were out at that time. And like, I feel like the next generation of WB or CW shows that came after it were complete, like Gossip Girl, The OC. It's like rich people, designer fashion. Like, Felicity was so grounded, and it was funny, but it was sweet. It was emotional. Like, it was just such a perfect little show. And I always felt like it didn't get enough praise or enough like pop culture. I mean, maybe in today's times with social media, it would have had a bigger cult following, but it was just, it was such a sweet little show.
The best.
So why a Felicity revival?
Yeah. So, not to name drop another pod, but I'm sure you all are familiar with the Dear Felicity podcast that came out last year.
Yes.
And so I was listening to that. I was just like gobbling up all the episodes. And like Juliet, the host, she was asking all the cast, like, would you want to do a revival? Like, would you be interested in a reunion? And there was so much enthusiasm. Carrie Russell in particular, she was like, she told the story about during COVID, how she was thinking like it would be a perfect time for something comforting, like a Felicity reboot.
Yes.
And so there was a lot of enthusiasm. And I don't know, I got inspired, and I was like, could I try to write something? And I was like, who am I to attempt? This is like the best show that's ever been made, you know? But then I was like, I'm a huge fan. Like, I know these characters really well. So like, why not give it a go? And so I started just texting Rena being like, where would these characters be today? What kind of stories would we tell? And we sort of went back and forth and decided to give it a go and write a pilot. In terms of why now, I mean, I think like you said, it's such a gem of a show. And there's all these reboots and revivals, and many of them are like, do we really need to bring that back? I don't know. And this just feels like the cast, the crew, the writers, like everyone has such fond memories of Felicity, and certainly the fans. And I think we could use a little bit of that Felicity, like that comfort flavor. Not that it wouldn't be like grounded and realistic, but I think we could use some Felicity.
I also think, just to chime in here, that there's a lot of emphasis in our culture right now on like hard edges and like very masculine type of stuff, where it's like, I'm self-sufficient and like I don't care what you do and I'm gonna do what I do. And I just feel like Felicity, it's like such a counter-culture thing right now, where it's like we're sensitive and we're sitting in our feelings and we're communicating that. Like all this stuff, like I feel like they're trying to like shove to the side right now politically, that like is so necessary for like a healthy community, like for people to be emotionally healthy, like. And for me, it would just be really refreshing. And I think there's people craving it, because I just feel like there's so much of like, shove your feelings inside and don't talk about them, which is like the opposite of the tone of Felicity to me. So yeah, I think that's another reason why it would be good now. Selfishly speaking, I would like to see more of that out there.
Yeah, and we also, I mean, we obviously set it in present day where the characters are in their mid-40s and older. And like, I do see a desire for more stories about characters in midlife, kind of trying to find themselves or change directions or figure out what they actually want. And I think we need more of those stories. And I think there is like something in the air where people are starting to make these stories. And so, yeah, there's that piece of it too.
Yeah, definitely. And like millennial nostalgia.
Yeah, and like now, like the millennials are like approaching our midlife crisis, and like, what does that
Don't
look like?
remind
I think
us.
it looks,
Right. Yeah.
I think it looks pretty different from previous generations.
Yeah,
So
I mean that was what struck me when I read the logline. Like I was so intrigued by this idea of the self-discovery piece, but in midlife. Because yeah, like Melissa and I are almost at 40. I'm single. I don't think many previous generations like would have single women at the age of 40. And like, is Felicity single? Is she dating in midlife? What does that look like? Like, what is
Right.
it? I just don't think that those stories are out there. I mean, you look at the Sex and the City reboot and it's just completely ridiculous. It's like it's not portraying midlife women, or I mean, they're, maybe seniors now, but like it didn't accurately portray what our lives are like. And it's either Emily in Paris over the top millennial isms or I don't know. It's just like, or they're just the parents in the background, So I just, that was what stuck out to me from the logline. And I was super excited to see that idea of self-discovery continuing on, but 25 years later.
Mm-hmm. And I also, as we were writing it and when I reread the pilot we wrote, I think about that little speech that Noel gives Felicity in the pilot where he's like, if you 20 years from now, if like stay in New York or Paris, you're gonna have you'll have 4 phone lines in your house. You'll be the fancy doctor, and then you'll be like, what is my life? Like that sort of thing. Even though she did stay in New York, I'm like, okay, but that is kind of interesting. Like,
yeah,
she could maybe have her version of that.
I
like
didn't even make that connection. That's brilliant. So we've touched on this a little bit, but are there other themes or storylines from the original that feel unfinished or ripe for revisiting?
Yeah, I want to revisit. Well, I guess we want to revisit the medicine art balance a little bit. I kind of felt like maybe it's my own bias, but I kind of felt a little bit unhappy how she was just like, fuck art. I actually want to be a doctor. Like, I mean, you can like make arguments whether she should be an artist or a doctor, either way, but like that left me feeling a little unsatisfied. And, based on like my own personal philosophy and the work that I've done in my life, I really feel like you can do and be both. So I would like to see Felicity kind of bring some art back into her life and start to explore what she might be able to do there, and also, but not like choose one over the other. And that also, like the Ben and Noel thing, like we're not too interested in revisiting that triangle, but just this idea that you can be multiple things. And I think actually it was Mandy Foreman in one of those Dear Felicity episodes was like, or maybe it was Carrie actually, who was like, Ben and Noel, both. And I was like, yes. Like, so anyway, yeah, I would like to see Felicity kind of revisit art. And like, we've got all these ideas about like, if she gets into the art world, there's definitely going to be younger artists, and that'll bring up some issues for her being a little bit older.
So for these characters 20 years later, what kind of tone or evolution do you imagine for them? I mean, we've talked about how there was this great mix of very sweet, emotional, sometimes very dramatic and upsetting, like the, sexual assault that happened to Julie. Like, there's very intense topics that are covered, but it's also super light. And you have characters like Richard who just bring the hilarity every single episode. And it's also interesting. It sounds like Emilie, and you even say this on your website, Emilie brings the feels, Rena brings the comedy. And that sounds very similar to JJ and Matt's dynamic for what we hear from the different pods and reunions they've had. One of them had on their door, make them laugh. One of them had make them cry on their door. And so like, I'm already getting JJ and Matt vibes. So what kind of, tone are you looking at for the revival?
I mean, we definitely talked about how our relationship mirrors that one and how interesting that is that we came together to write this. Like, and that is I mean, I think we're aiming for a kind of similar tone, really, like to the original. It's like this newfound exploration is gonna like mirror the one that happened in the earlier transition in their lives. So it's like there'll be this like kind of an echoing feeling, but yet they've grown and have had wisdom and have had experience since then. So yeah.
Yeah, I think tone-wise, we did want to strike that balance between emotional and funny. We definitely wanted that in it. But what I hope we did was also make something that's modern and feels like
Right.
TV today a little bit more, because it is
Right.
a bit different. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they've all kind of lived lives, right? And so, and they're not in college. So in college, everything feels like so intense. The stakes are so high. I guess a little bit what we've
Right.
got Felicity going through, because we have her kind of making a big change. And I'll just say we have her moving from California back to New York in our pilot. That mirrors it a little bit, but also the stakes are high in different ways. I mean, they have families now, they have careers that they're potentially changing. Like the stakes are different for sure.
Yeah, I think it's like also like what is there to look forward to now versus then? Like there are more questions that have been answered. So I don't know. Yeah, how do I even put that feeling into words?
I mean, I think a lot of us are still confused.
Every day.
It's different from when you're in your early 20s, but like
Right, it's like less frenetic. The energy is less frenetic. And it's more of like a deeper and more, maybe even more unanswered question of like, what now? You know, I've done all that and I've done all this, and maybe a lot of those chapters are closed. And then it's like, and now there's this new era in like a new age bracket where it's maybe less socially acceptable to try to find yourself, you know? And yeah, and dating looks different. That's like, so it's like all the same questions, but like they're dressed up in different costumes, you know, like they have a slightly different tone. Maybe they're on a different floor of the building. You know what I mean? I don't know if that metaphor works.
Yeah.
Anyone, but...
One of the things we struggled with was like the love triangle was such a big part of the original. And we really didn't want to do that again because it just seemed like it might come across as like kind of ridiculous, but we wanted that same like energy or like similar themes, or like there's something fun about that, especially if Felicity's dating and, you know, I mean, ends around and Noel's around and like, and then other people. So we were like, how can we have some of that like love triangle energy without the specific Ben, Noel, Felicity thing? And so we have ideas for that. So
yeah,
amazing.
I mean, I'm definitely like, I love soapy, lovey things. So I'm definitely like again, with not that this is about the Sex and the City reboot, but like all we wanted to see was Carrie date, and they like did not do that. But anyway, like why? That was the whole show was her dating. Like we obviously okay. So like, you know, there'll be definitely some stuff going on. And like, and I love the idea of exploring like what does that look like at that time, you know, and especially after having like had, I don't know, all this life experience with it. But yeah, again, it's like we're also going to have these other larger questions that will present other types of triangles, and it's not just going to be like about the dating.
But still very interested in the dating. Yeah, in the dating aspect. We're toward the end of season 2 here now, and we keep saying like she dated 2 people. You know, like go have your hoe era in college. Come on, like date some more people. Like, yeah. And the 2 she dated were kind of duds, but it's like, come on, like get some variety. Go, Felicity.
Right.
I mean. Dr. Joe, I think you were saying like bring Eli back, and we're
I'm always
about Eli. Eli's such a cutie.
He really liked the emotionally mature one.
Yes.
Yeah, he was the best.
So then how do you imagine this revival being made? Is this a limited series? Are like streamer on Netflix, or is it a film? I mean, it sounds like you would rather have a series. You've written a pilot, not a, you know, film screenplay.
Yeah.
But like, how does that whole process work?
I think we're open in terms of format. I think that probably it would be a streaming thing, and I don't know if it would be limited series or if it would continue on for multiple seasons. I think it could. I think it's got legs for that. in terms of how it actually gets made, we're trying to figure that out. We have different strategies for trying to get in touch with Matt and JJ, and we've made contact with Greg a little bit.
Yeah.
So, we're trying different things, but my hope is that, like I said, we have not been cleared to write this thing or to create this thing. And so we're hoping we can, get the script in front of Matt and JJ, and it'll spark something in them. They'll be like, this is actually like pretty cool. And, let's talk, and we can kind of go from there. But I mean, that might be a pipe dream, but you got to try, right? This is like, I honestly can't think of a project that would be more exciting to me personally. So like, it also feels very Felicity to be like, I have this crazy idea. I'm going to go for it.
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
Right, which brings us back to Emilie and their similarities to Felicity. But we've also mapped out like where we see the characters going, which obviously we're open to changing with whoever we end up working on it with. But it's definitely something I would watch. And like I personally, I think streamer, like it's got that kind of like sit down and binge vibe to me.
Yeah.
And like that's the kind of stuff I love. Like that. I mean, I don't know if you probably do because you made this podcast, but it's like comfort shows that you watch over. That would be the goal, is like to make something like that, that just no matter what time it is in someone's life, it's like they can sit down and it's like a warm fireplace and just like, I'm like, watch this.
Yeah.
Calm down my
But I
nervous
also
system.
want to say that like, I feel like the original had that without being like overly, well, maybe some people might argue with me, but I think it had that comfort without being overly like sentimental or like sanitized or saccharine.
Yeah.
And so we definitely want to.
Yeah, it's not like a Gilmore Girls, which I do watch. But yeah, we're not aiming for like that level of like nothing ever goes wrong. Like,
Right.
So, I mean, you've shared that Felicity goes back to New York. So without giving too much away or give away as much as you like, but what can you share about the pilot that you've written to get some of our listeners excited?
Again, this might change, very, very likely. But the way we've written it right now is we have her at her daughter's high school graduation, kind of like mirroring the pilot. We wanted to like reference back to that a little bit. And her daughter is going off to college abroad. And so her imminent departure has made Felicity start to really question her life and her work. And the work is feeling like she's feeling unappreciated and just drained as a doctor. And she gets an opportunity in the art world at the same time, which she'd just been painting kind of like casually as a hobby. And that opportunity is in New York, and her boss is being a dick, and then Frances is leaving, and then so we have this scene at the airport where her daughter Frances is they say goodbye, they hug, and Frances walks off through security, and Felicity looks up at the flight board and sees New York LaGuardia pre-boarding, and it kind of like lights up and flashes at her. And so on a whim, she just like buys a ticket and flies off to New York. And, and then she's staying with Noel in his apartment, and she's reconnecting with old friends, and like her and Ben have some, I guess I did kind of give something away. Obviously, we don't have her and Ben just like happily married, which personally I would love to do, but I feel like there's not that much drama in that, and so anyway,
we thought we considered like maybe they're married and it's on the rocks a bit. We could explore.
I didn't want to see that though.
We just didn't.
I think a lot of fans would be upset with that. Yeah.
So anyway, so she's her and Ben have history and stuff to hash out, and then Sean and Meghan have some fun stuff going on. The only major character we didn't bring back was Javier, and we felt like this character, the accent. I don't know if we can really get away with that in 2025.
And so Elena is alive, correct?
Yes, Elena's alive.
Amazing. So to help get this project off the ground, you've launched a petition for the fans. So how did that come about? What's the response so far? How can us fans help support this and amplify it?
Yeah. So you can see the petition if you go to actually felicityrevival.com. It will point you over to our site where it'll lead right to the petition. We just wanted, I don't know, we tried different tactics to try and get to Matt and JJ with limited results. And so we were like, you know what, let's get the fans on board with this. And I know there's a lot of fans out there. And Felicity fans are the best. They're all, if I meet someone who loves Felicity, I'm like, this is a good person. I just know. So I don't know. I feel like at the very least, it'll help us show demand for this. There's a little space to leave a comment if you want, and we're gonna be following up with people in case they want to leave longer comments on like what Felicity means to them and what a revival would mean to them and that sort of thing. But I think when you pitch something, you really want to show that there's demand for it. So that's the main reason we did it.
Amazing. All right. Well, we wanted to do a little bit of a fun lightning round now. So, of course, first we have to start. Who's Team Ben and who's Team Noel?
Well, this is where we differ.
Good. That's what this podcast is built.
I've always been Team Noel. And Emily.
I'm Team Ben. I think when I first watched it as a teenager, I was Team Noel. But over the years, as I've rewatched, I've become Team Ben.
I've just always been wary of Ben. And I think Noel for me was like aspirational. I was like, I wish I could want to date someone that reliable. Because I never did. Like, and I was like, if only like I was as attracted to those people as I am to that. No, but yeah, I like no. I liked their friendship. I liked that it was grounded in a friendship. I liked they were intellectually matched. Like they were both into the art. Like to me, they were just like operating on the same thing. And like Ben was like this exciting guy who would never actually commit. And like, yeah. That was where I felt, but I know Emily strongly feels Team Ben.
I'm glad I have at least one other Team Noel person here. I'm always outnumbered.
We're pretty rare. I feel like. I mean, obviously Ben's great. Like, probably in real life, Ben's the one I would want to go for. Like, it's.
Well, and now we're all Team Eli. Like, now that we're older, we're like, oh wait, Eli was the emotionally mature one and available. Like, he wasn't playing games. Like, he should be that Felicity's with. So
Team Eli, I love it.
Yeah, Team
it's
Eli.
True, yeah.
All right, original intro or new intro?
Original.
The music credits.
Is there any other answer? Like, yeah, the original. Nothing like an ODR.
Right. And the black and white photos. Like, I mean, who doesn't want to do a photo shoot around New York after that? All right, so what is each of yours hottest Felicity take? Anything about the show? Like, unpopular opinion. It could be popular, but like, this is the hottest opinion I've got.
I don't think this is uncontroversial at all, but like, Meghan is the best. Love, especially season 1, Meghan is like, oh my gosh, love that character so much. Like, so many good quotes, and I still think about, like, the underwear in the fridge and, like, she places Felicity's apple with, I can't believe it's not butter. Like,
when she catches her with Noel playing Boggle, she's like, you just went up, like, a notch.
That,
I think about that all the time.
I don't know, do you all ever find that, like, in your daily life with, like, friends or partners that, like, you sometimes will, like, quote Felicity, like, the show, and then you're like, I just quoted Felicity, I don't know if you noticed, and then they roll their eyes. Like, that happens a lot in my relationship.
I do it in my head because I know if I quote, like, no one will know what I'm talking about. So a lot of times I'll think, what should we do? And like, I know no one's gonna know. No one's gonna know what I'm talking about, so I don't even bother. But it's in my head.
And that's exactly it. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, it's so good.
Best needle drop on the show. Do you have one? A favorite?
I mean, the Sarah McLachlan, just, I will remember you, it's like so classic.
Yeah.
Which side character deserves the most screen time in a revival or spinoff?
I mean, I think we chose Richard, kind of. Like, I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming we're not putting Sean and Meghan in a side character category. They feel like core.
Yeah.
But so then Richard, I would say. I think that's
okay.
Yeah.
And now fantasy casting. For any of your new characters on the show, what actor would you cast in your revival for a new character? If you could get anyone.
Oh, there was someone I wanted to, but I need to look up his name. So give me a second.
No, go for it.
He's on the TV show Younger. I'm just looking at. Have you guys seen that show?
Yeah, I think I watched the pilot a long time ago.
Okay. Nico Tortorella.
Oh, I think I know who that is.
Yeah,
Yes.
they might.
I know who that is.
I think they go by they, them, actually. But Nico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're adorable.
Yes.
Oh.
I'd see them
cutie.
as like new love interest, maybe.
I'm here for it. I would love that.
Oh.
Did we have
Also
any
a
other casting
Chicago-
idea? Wait, you had a casting idea for a woman, but I can't remember.
Okay.
I
And
have
finally,
like dream.
Oh,
I have
go
like
ahead.
dream actors, but I'm like, would we be able
Yeah.
to?
say it. Put it out there. Manifest it.
Zoe, what is her? Zoe Kravitz.
Oh.
Personally, I would love to see on a revival as maybe someone's something. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like dream for me because I
She
do
does a
love
lot
her.
of like prestige TV. I could see that.
I don't know, Emilie.
All right.
Those are my two
Fine.
that came to mind.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
Final question. What do you think is in Meghan's box?
I mean, I feel like they went with like voodoo dolls was kind of my interpretation
For the
of the
one
box
episode.
Yeah,
It's if you buy that as fact.
I mean, they give it. She's so hard on the outside and soft on the inside that I think it could have just been her diary.
a diary. Interesting.
That's my own, with her own drawing, whatever secret things she's sensitive about. I don't know, maybe stuff from an old crush.
Well, but her parents had that really extreme reaction when they looked in the
They were
box, right?
disturbed.
They were like, I don't see how you could get rid of it.
You can't throw it away.
Yeah. I
So
don't
maybe
know.
some bones or something.
I think she had bones out there in the room.
Yeah, you're right.
There
I don't know.
bone
Yeah, I feel like they
sculptures,
always
right?
made it seem like it was drugs, but it definitely wasn't drugs.
No, it's something weirder. I don't know.
Is there anything else that I didn't ask that I should have?
What signs are all the characters?
I can give you my best guesses. Okay, so first of all, I'll say as a part-time astrologer, we are all more than just our sun signs, and so these characters are all very complex. That's why we love them. But if I had to choose a sign for the different characters, and this is just my opinion, so in I believe one of the time travel episodes, Felicity tells Meghan that she's a Scorpio. I'm not buying that. Is anyone buying that? Yeah, no. I feel like they did that because in a previous season, she had a birthday and it was in the fall. And they were like, we have to make her a Scorpio. That's as a writer, I'm like, that's probably why they did that. But yeah, I'm not buying that. I think Felicity is either a Virgo, an Aries, or a Virgo or Aries. I mean, I'm an Aries sun and a Virgo rising, and I feel like we're a little bit similar. So there's something about that mix. But then also throw in some Venus stuff, like Taurus moon. So that's my guess for Felicity. Then maybe a Scorpio, Scorpio or a Libra, indecisive and charming, No shade to Libras.
I like it.
Yeah. Noel. Maybe. I almost want to say Cancer.
I can see
Cancer. Yeah. I want to go Cancer on Noel.
I know
Sean,
very little about Zodiac, but I would have thought Felicity would be the Cancer because she's so emotional.
Maybe, but I don't know. She's also impulsive. Well, yeah. Maybe there's some Cancer in her chart, but
okay.
I don't know. I think that argument could be made for sure. Let's see. Sean, probably Aries. I mean, Meghan, you would the obvious one is Scorpio, but maybe Aquarius. Actually, I think maybe more Aquarius. Just real, she is her own self. Elena. Capricorn, obviously. Capricorn, obviously.
Do you even have to ask?
So anyway,
Are there any Leos?
Oh,
Because we are a
there any-
podcast of 3 Leos.
You
So
always
gotta
said
ask.
everyone was a Leo.
Yeah, she can date some Leos, maybe.
Yeah.
That could be interesting.
Are there any Leos? I mean, Sean could potentially be a Leo.
Javier.
But I feel like he's be Javier.
So
We can give you that. Maybe Richard? I don't know.
I'll claim him. I'd be happy to
gosh.
claim Richard.
Please, everyone, don't send me hate for these. These are just my Emily's opinions. Anyway.
Oh, that's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Sorry, I was thinking before we came on the podcast, like which characters I was most like. I was texting Emily. So I don't know why I thought you would ask that. And then obviously I think Emily is most like Felicity. And then I was like, I think I'm a mix of Sean and Meghan. And then Emily was like, there's some Javier. And then I was like, yeah, actually, Javier. But anyways, that's all. But yeah, maybe a mix of all three.
Well, it's been so lovely having you both on. Thank you for, reaching out, for coming on and spending some time with us. We are super excited for a revival. I've already signed the petition. I can't wait for JJ and Matt to get their hands on this and for this to come to life. So thank you for being here. Where can listeners, just once again, where can they find you online, follow the Revival Project, and any other pleas that you would like to share with our listeners?
Yeah, so we just launched a website for our writing partnership, which we called bettersweaterproductions.com. So you can go there, and then for the petition, you can go to felicityrevival.com, and we'll link you over there. And then Rena and I are both on social media, so I'm at Emilie Wapnick, EmilieWapnick, and Rena, you can.
Yeah,
share
it's just at Rena Hundert. But it's all it's RenaHundert. The main thing is the petition. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And thank you guys so much for having us on your show. I just feel so, it's like, I don't know, being a Felicity fan, it's for so many years, it feels like there's this thing out there that's incredible as a masterpiece, and then you are like watching and that is kind of how media used to be. And now to like create a thing that's like in that world, and then to connect with other people, and like, I don't know, it's really cool. It feels like what you guys are doing is like adding to the conversation of Felicity and like the broader world of like what the show is. And so to just, I don't know, be a part of that is really exciting. And thank you for your support and for having us on.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. So honored to be a guest.
Oh my gosh. The pleasure was all ours.
We're honored to have you, believe us.
Yes. And we're going to be following the petition very closely.
Great.
Chat soon.
Amazing.
Good luck.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Oh my gosh, it was so great to chat with Emilie and Rena. I am so ready for more Felicity, and I think the timing is just perfect for a revival.
Hard agree. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Totally.
I mean, it's hard to disagree on this, so yeah.
I know, but it's still a miracle.
I really want to see what happens next after their pilot. It's so good.
Yeah, we got a little
Juicy
sneak peek,
stuff.
and it's it's good and very true, I think, to the original. So, JJ, Matt, if you're listening, anyone else tied to Felicity, if there's some miracle by any chance that you're listening, please, please, please give Emilie and Rena a call. We'd love to see their revival hit the airwaves. All right, so back to our usual programming. Let's recap last time. Felicity left Ben knocked out on the floor after he finally professed his feelings for her, and Greg punched him. And a plumbing leak at Kelvin caused Felicity, Meghan, and Ruby to stay at the loft, while Elena and Noel also crashed there because Tracy is painting their apartment, and it's pretty much a disaster zone. Wade also came to visit Ruby for the first time since finding out that he's going to be a dad. And Sean finally kissed Julie and told her he's in love with her. Dang, so much happened. And this episode is jam-packed as well. So let's get into it.
Dang was the word on my mind too. I was like, dang. It's like my go-to word of excitement, but it was.
I feel like things always speed up toward the end of a season. So it's definitely getting dramatic. Lots of stuff is going on. Getting hot.
Getting sexy.
Oh, yes. So the Aretha Theory was written by recurring writer Andrea Newman and directed by Jack Bender. I had to look him up, but he is also a frequent conspirator with J.J. Abrams. He's directed some episodes of Lost, Alias. He's directed a couple of Game of Thrones episodes, so he's kind of a big deal. So we open on Felicity and Greg walking the city streets after leaving Ben on the floor at Epstein, and Felicity stammering, And she's trying to explain to Greg. She's saying, oh my gosh, I've got to tell Ben to stop. It's just too much. I can't live like this. When Greg abruptly grabs her and kisses her. After the kiss, he says, this isn't going to work. He says, maybe you don't even realize it, but you're not going out with me because I'm me. You're going out with me because I'm not Ben. He's like, but the good news is you clearly want each other, so go get him.
Dang. I was like, yay, Greg, for the first time ever. First and last time I'll ever say, yay, Greg.
Yay. I did not like how he just grabbed her
No.
and kissed her. That was disgusting.
Also, if you're just going to 1 second later say, this isn't working, like, why did you kiss her? Like,
Just
just
test. Just
stupid.
to, like, I know. But it's drama.
What, like the it's in his kiss type, like from the
Yeah.
song? It's
There was
in
no
his kiss.
passion.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
was
Yeah.
empty. He had to just double check. He knew though.
He knew. But I agree. I don't love the grabbiness of it.
It was pretty barfy.
I think we can all collectively agree, though. Bye, Greg.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye. So at Dean and DeLuca the next day, Javier has a favor to ask of Ben for Samuel. Ben's hair is all askew. He has a black eye. Something's clearly going on with him. So Javier asks Ben what happened last night. Ben tells him about what happened, being knocked out on the floor. Javier says it's also romantic. He's like, but trust me, you on the floor isn't the last of you and Felicity. But they get back to Javier's favor, and Javier is going to ask Samuel to marry him, and he wants Ben to help him pick out a ring. And Javier says, oh, you getting punched out for love, me proposing, romance is in the air.
So sweet.
So very cute.
And I love that he asked Ben to help him pick the ring. Like, not Felicity, not anyone else, Ben.
They were little buddies. They're like soulmates almost.
You know.
It's sweet. It's a little bit strange to ask this like college kid, but I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
He probably wants another man's opinion, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that Ben would know what an engagement ring should look like, but, you know, it is
It's
cute.
the thought that counts.
So then at the loft, the ladies are pumping air mattresses in a very suggestive way, if you ask me. Like, is that
true.
intention?
I was trying to understand what that was about. Like, what was their intention if it was intentional? I mean, it has to be
I'm like,
intentional.
is that
Everything's
It
intentional.
has
So
to be.
everything in writing. It's like to move the plot forward or reveal something about the character. Like there's nothing there unless, you know, like they have to cut out all the filler. So everything's there for a reason. So I'm like, what is the fucking reason?
It was probably for a giggle. That's my guess.
That's it.
I don't know.
But why the women? like to like turn things on
That's
their
why
head,
it's
like kind of
funny.
thing. Like
Yeah.
it's I guess if you like that sort of thing, it's funny.
Okay.
If you're a
You've got
12-year-old boy
I
who's
was like,
watching
if you have
Felicity,
eighth
you might
grade
be
humor
amused.
like me.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I thought it was funny. Because also they just like kind of stop when they're talking and then they're like, top that. And then they keep like going, I don't know. I thought it was funny. I liked it.
I'm happy
giggled.
for you.
Thank you.
I'm happy.
They each had like a different color. I don't know. I thought it was cute.
Good.
But Elena asks Felicity about the breakup with Greg. And Felicity tells them that she should be heartbroken, but she didn't tell Elena and Julie about the breakup because she hasn't been thinking about it. Julie's like, wow, how do you get dumped and not think about it? Like, teach me how that works. But then Felicity reveals that Ben showed up at dinner last night and he just said all these great things, but she's been single the whole semester and only now that she's dating Greg, all of a sudden he's interested. And then she tells them that Greg said that she's only dating him because he's not Ben. And Ben says she's pushing him away because she's too afraid. She's like, honestly, last night I thought they were both crazy. Then Elena drops the bomb on them that Tracy's a virgin and won't have sex until he's married. Elena says, top that. So then Julie tries to chime in and says that Sean told her that he's in love with her, but she doesn't know if she likes him. And so then they keep pumping away.
Wow. I mean, I
funny.
feel like it was like a funny transition, I guess. But oh my gosh. But it's like, if you don't know, then you do know, you know? with
Yeah.
Julie. Like, if you don't know, that's your
Yeah.
fucking answer. It's no.
Mm-hmm.
I
Come on,
think she
girl.
just didn't want to hurt his feelings.
But why couldn't she say that to them and just be like, yeah, no.
She should have. Yeah.
And like be
She
like,
could've been
how do
like,
I tell him no?
Yes. How? Yeah.
Yep, she
Yeah.
should have.
Oh well.
They are,
Good
yeah.
for her.
She should talk to her girlfriends about it. I don't know. Julie.
That could have been a nice conversation.
It could have.
But then
So
we would
then
have missed the pumping. We would have interrupted the flow of the pumps.
They could have kept pumping while they discussed. But
That would have been too serious to transition to the pumps. They couldn't. I get it. I
Mhm.
get it now.
they're keeping it light.
Yeah.
Oh. So then Ruby runs to class, but she just missed it as Noel is walking out of the classroom, and he tells her that he can explain it all to her later. He asks how her night with Wade was. She said it was okay. They just, focused on catching up. Noel tells her that she can totally feel free to invite him to the loft if she wants, but Ruby says she just wants a night to Netflix and chill and invites Noel to join, and he, of course, says yes. Then at Elena's apartment, she goes back for a few things. Tracy's there. He's just leaving. He's already a mess. Dust and stuff all over his clothes. He says, don't get mad. It's almost done. Wait for me to get to the elevator before you go in. And he sprints away. Elena opens the door and goes in. Vincent's in there working, and there's a whole crew. And it's an even bigger disaster than the last time she saw it. Elena says that Tracy is a dead man and she is going to kill him. It looked like Chernobyl or something in there. Like, that was bad.
Yeah, and there were like a million people in there at that point too, having to deal with it. It was like such a big project. Oh my gosh.
And again, just a reminder, they're leaving in a month. Like, why is Tracy doing now? Just leave it. She's not going to have to endure the quote unquote ugly wallpaper anymore.
I think it was a deposit situation because they had started ripping it off. Remember he said,
fair.
he's like, well, your deposit's going to get fucked if you don't fix this because you started it. You can't just leave it like that.
Good reminder.
So,
Fair.
yeah.
So then as Felicity goes back to the loft, Ben is just leaving as she's arriving. So she asks, hey, can we talk? Can I talk to you? And she tells him that what she did the night before, she shouldn't have left. But Ben interrupts her. He's like, you know what? You were right. Everything you said last night, how I've done this before, that it's a pattern, that, going after her, and that it's more about the chase than anything. Did you hear the anything?
Anything.
Anything?
Anything. Not anything.
Anything.
Yeah. There you go.
It was more about the chase than anything. And she says, oh, yeah, okay, cool. Glad we agree. So what do we think Ben was doing there?
Probably trying to save her from himself. Like, I think he was the same thing he did the first time he broke up with her, is like just like protect her from him. Like, yeah, I do ruin your life. Sorry. Bye.
Maybe he was just like, oh, she really likes Greg since she left with him. Even though she said, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have left. Like, maybe he's just kind of self-doubting again and doesn't think he's good enough for her. So he's just saying all that.
All of that.
Yeah.
All of the above.
Doesn't want to talk about it. So just like, yeah, like, let's cut to the chase. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You were right. Let's move on. Yeah. So then we see Felicity telling someone that she's depressed, she's confused, she needs to forget about Ben. And we see that it's Meghan in the bathroom getting ready. So she's asking Meghan to take her out. Felicity wants to go to that weird place wherever Meghan goes every single night with the mole people and all the crazy clubs she goes to. She wants to go to. And Meghan actually agrees, which I think is just awesome. Like, I love that in this episode, we got a little peek into Meghan's life with the mole people sighting, but this is the first time we get to really see where she goes and what she does and what kind of a life she leads. And I love the little peek into her life in this episode.
She was much more nice than usual. She was like, she still has her edge, but it was nice to see a different side of her.
It was almost like she was a mama hen looking after her little chicks under her wing the whole night.
Yeah.
It was cute.
She was a mentor of sorts. Like, this is how it's done.
Yeah. So then Felicity tells Julie and Elena that they should also come, that they're both, in trouble and confused. They don't know what to do about Tracy and Sean, and they'll get all dressed up. It'll be so much fun. So they agree, and we get a getting ready montage, which is so college. Like, you got to get ready with your girls in the same bathroom, doing your makeup, your hair, listening to tunes. I love it.
Pre-gaming.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, I hated the music, though. I wish they would have had a cuter getting ready song. It was like, I didn't like it. And I looked up the original, and it was just as goofy, so it did replicate the same vibes. And I was like, well, I didn't like the original either then, I guess, because it was a little bit too goofy for me. I wish
I don't think
like
it was anything popular. Like, I didn't know it.
No, nothing like that. It was just like, kind of hokey. I'm like, well, be like a little bit cute, like a little like approaching sexy or something. Like, I don't know. It was just, I liked the montage itself, though. That was fun.
And we get another red outfit for Felicity. So after they're all done getting ready, Javier knocks on the door. He arrives at the loft for Ben and sees Felicity. He thinks she looks so cute. She's his little hot tamale, and he is just so taken aback by the loft. He's like, I'm in some hovel, and you all are living in like a freaking palace. Felicity's like, oh, it's rent controlled. But again, I'm like, you still need a job. Even if you have a rent control apartment, you still need to pay rent. So I don't know how Sean does it. But Javier
doesn't.
Oh, he just doesn't. Got it.
No, he makes these college kids pay for it.
That's true. He's a landlord. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Javier asks where they're all off to, and they tell him the T-Bone Club, and Javier's face drops. So Meghan's ready to go. As they leave, they're all filing out one by one, now terrified. And Javier tells Felicity, no, it'll be fine, but I hope you're packing some heat.
Yowzers.
And Felicity's putting on her jacket, and I gotta say, I remember this outfit so much because I was like, oh, a red denim on denim, like pant and jean, or jacket and jean matching colored denim was like from Gap, and I knew in the year 2000 I wanted that. Like, I went to Gap looking for that red denim number because I wanted it. I think I got the jacket. I don't know if I got the pants.
Oh, we should all get matching sets.
The colored denim jackets were so hot. I had like a teal one, I think it was. Yeah.
Like, I can just like picture them all on the wall, like hanging up all the, like a rainbow, all the different colors. And Gap is making a comeback again. They're doing some cool like music and dancing ad spots again, just like they were back in our heyday.
Very nostalgic.
Yeah. So question, do we think this red outfit is a callback to The List, the red dress?
Yeah. I was thinking about that.
She does wear a lot of red throughout the season, so maybe that was just like the color they picked for her that season, but maybe, when we get to it later, but like when Ben sees her and he's just like staring at her, it reminded me of, when he sees her at the party wearing the red dress.
That's no accident. That's no coincidence. Absolutely.
Okay. So now we're at the T-Bone Club in the queue outside with Earl, who is also a frequent collaborator. He's in Alias, like he has a way bigger role in Alias than on Felicity. So Earl and Meghan and their crew are led in by the bouncer, but as soon as it's Felicity, Elena, and Julie, he puts the velvet rope back up. So they're like, wait, no, we're with Meghan. And Meghan's like, those three? Yeah, they're with me. So they get in. So we know she's a regular at the T-Bone Club. As we go inside, we see it's kind of goth, but also kind of like BDSM, kind of ravey. It's an interesting mix of people. Did you all notice there was also like a Benjamin Franklin cosplay kind of dude? Did you notice that? I've never noticed him before.
I didn't.
So it's like,
I didn't.
It's like right when they get in, and Meghan says, okay, like, stay here, don't eat anything anyone gives you, like, and then there's just some guy on one of the nearby tables. He's got like a Benjamin Franklin type jacket on. It's really weird, or like
God.
Hamilton.
I'll have to rewatch that part.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Maybe it's just like a kink club, and like someone's really into the revolutionary times. I don't know. So yes, Meghan tells the girls, stay right here. Don't eat anything anyone gives you. And she leaves and walks away to go get drinks for them. So Felicity says to Elena and Julie that it's not so bad, right? Elena's like, all right, I've only got one rule for tonight. Nothing about Ben, nothing about Sean, and nothing about Tracy. Deal! So it's officially a girls' night. No boys allowed. So Meghan goes up to the bar, orders 7 bonsai demons, delivers them to the girls, and tells them to drink lots of those. Like, what are these? She's like, they're bonsai demons, but if you have to ask, just don't even bother. So they're like, all right, cheers. And they look strong. And of course, now I'm realizing I should have made a bonsai demon. I should have tried to find something cocktail, some kind of cocktail like I did for Friendsgiving.
Dang.
I'll have to look something. It was green. So it's got to have like Midori or chartreuse in it or something. I don't know what else. Or I don't want to do blue curacao though. But like blue curacao and something yellow. Mountain Dew? I don't know. That would be nasty.
You should just make one. Speaking of demons, did y'all see K-pop Demon Hunters?
No.
This is the worst. Go watch it. It's incredible.
Netflix?
Yes, Netflix. It's
okay.
Amazing.
Is it anime? What is it?
Yes.
Okay.
It's so fucking good. It changed my whole life this week. It was all I could think about or like concentrate on all week since Monday. It's my entire identity now. It's a movie. It's so good.
Okay. So little time
talked about it in different spaces with different people, and it's a big thing. It's like really fucking big. Like it's so big that they had like a sing along, like a watch sing along like in the movie theaters. This came out a couple months ago, but it's like exploding now. And I think it was this weekend, and I think it was like a one-time event type of thing. Like it's just like really big. So you're welcome for me letting you know that this is going on, and now you can be part of the culture again.
K-pop Demon Hunter?
Demon Hunters.
Incredible
soundtrack,
like a musical?
incredible message. Yes. Yeah.
Is like
it's kind of like
K-pop band that is also Demon Hunters?
Yes, precisely.
Sweet.
Great animation, great soundtrack, great message, great themes. Love it.
Interesting. Amazing.
You're not going to be laughing when you watch it. You're laughing at me now. That's fine. You're going to be crying
I'll
later.
Watch it.
Crying.
I'll watch it.
Sobbing.
I'm trying to watch more anime because I'm going to Japan next month. And so I saw Spirited Away a long time ago at Melissa's house. Long time ago. So trying to
talk about Sailor Moon.
Oh, Sailor Moon was so good too. But yeah, so I'm trying to watch more Miyazaki because I feel like I've only seen Spirited Away. So I finally watched Howl's Moving Castle, and I watched part of
good one.
My Neighbor Totoro.
I do Kiki's Delivery Service.
Oh yeah,
Princess Mononoke.
Princess
Mononoke. I feel like that was another
That's the best
sleepover or something that you had, Melissa, and we started watching it. But I think I fell asleep. I'll have to try again.
Oh, Heather.
I'm sorry.
Oh, now's your big chance. It's not too late. Not too late. Just do it now.
Yeah. Oh, I will. Well, back to Felicity. We go back to the loft, and Noel and Ruby are snuggling under a blankie, watching a movie that is probably an affair to remember. They don't say it outright.
I was going to ask.
But based on the plot, on what she's
That's what I felt like.
Yeah.
Did you know that was a remake?
What?
Love Affair. And it was the same director. I just found that out because I have the Criterion collection, the Criterion channel. And I'm like always like creeping. And I was like, I read the caption, the little synopsis, and I was like, that sounds a lot like Affair to Remember. And then it's like, this is a remake, or this was the original. He remade it as an Affair to Remember, but the first one was just called Love Affair.
How old was the first one? I'm like, Affair to Remember.
It wasn't that much longer. It wasn't like a big gap between the two films. It was just like a handful of years, maybe. It was like some.
They were just like, nah,
why
I
did
could
you
do better.
That? I guess so, but that's exactly what popped into my head, and I was just blown away when I realized this. This was just like a couple of weeks ago. I just discovered this.
Okay, well maybe it's Love Affair then, but
could be.
I thought of Affair to Remember.
Yep, I did too.
Because Ruby says it's so romantic after everything they've been through with her accident, and he still wants to be with her. Noel says, well, it's because he's in love with her. She says, yeah, but look at her, like with, what happened to her, he could walk away and it would be completely understandable. And before Noel says anything, but I'm like, would it be understandable? Like, you don't just like leave someone you love because they're disabled. Like that, to me, I was like, I don't know if it would be justified. Like people do it.
It happens all the time.
Yeah. I know. I was like, people do it. That doesn't mean it's
like,
understandable, though.
Yeah.
Is it
I mean-
common? Yes. Is it right? No.
Yeah.
But yes, Noel says it'd be a huge mistake if he walked away because he'd regret it. Ruby asks, wait, what are we talking about here? And as
my
they
gosh.
lean in for a kiss, Sean, of course, comes home. He's like, oh, I love this movie. He's like, scooch over. He sits down next to Ruby. He grabs the chips. He's like, can I get a little corner of that blankie? And he like gets the little, and he's like, oh, is there any dip? I mean, just, I've cracked up because he is so situationally unaware of everything.
I was actually in support of him this time. It's his goddamn house.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I thought it was
and
hilarious.
like they're not actively like, hey, everybody, we're dating. So you should like know that when you walk in that we're gonna be, canoodling stuff, whatever. It's like, yeah, the vibes were there. He probably could have noticed if he had any situational awareness, but it's like, I'm like, this is his goddamn house. Like, yeah, what are you doing?
It was just funny. He was like, oh,
It
is there
was
any
funny.
dip? Like,
And
can I get some blankie? Just a corner.
Here's the thing that was stunning though. Like, would Sean? Do we really think Sean would love An Affair to Remember? That's the thing that like really threw me because I was like, what movie is this? Because it sounds so much like An Affair to Remember, but then I'm like, Sean loves that movie since when? Like, that was a little bit hard for me to digest, but
It's a
was-
very New York movie.
okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you. You got it.
And
I'm
he's
not
older
arguing.
than them.
Mm-hmm.
He's so mature.
Something like that.
But yeah, I mean, you don't expect to have this like romantic movie date in a loft where literally like 8 people are staying. Like anyone's
Yeah, a
gonna walk in.
gazillion fucking
Yeah.
people live there right now.
So I don't know if she necessarily planned it. Like she probably knew.
She didn't not plan it.
She didn't not. Yeah, she like knew something could happen, but I don't know that she was like planning. Like I'm gonna seal the deal with him tonight. I don't know.
She was down to clown from day one.
Well, yeah, I mean they both are for sure. She been
she
ready.
knew what she was doing. She been ready.
They would not be broken up if it were up to her.
True.
So then at Dina DeLuca, Javier is showing Ben, I think it's like a ring catalog. Like when you get your graduation rings out of high school, you like look through
Oh
the...
gosh, what a
That's what it
scam.
reminded me of. I'm like, is that how people shopped for rings in the year 2000?
Oh.
Okay. I thought they'd be like going to stores and looking at things, but never.
Probably late for the stores to be open.
Yeah. And maybe
It's like
you can just like
evening.
see more flipping through those pages than like
And then
going
be like,
to
I want
store to
something like
store.
this.
Yeah. So they're looking at rings, and Javier tells Ben, like, oh, you should take some of these too. Felicity would look good in some of these rings. I'm like, okay, slow down. They're sophomores. But Ben tells Javier that he's given up on Felicity. He's done making a fool out of himself. But Javier's like, no, Benjamin, open your squinty little eyes that are so cute. She turned you down out of fear. She loves you. So Javier also tells Ben that Greg dumped her like a sweet hot potato, like a yam. And Ben's like, really? Interesting. So Javier's like, all right, come on, let's go. Ben's like, where are we going? What's happening? Again, I love seeing their little friendship blossom. Like,
So cute.
I'm glad Javier kind of coached him to keep pursuing her and not like he wasn't talking to Sean. He was talking to Javier
He
about it.
should have been talking to
Yeah.
Javier the entire time.
I know.
We wouldn't have none of this would have ever happened.
Season 2.
Yeah, definitely. He would have never
Like
let this
Javier
slide.
actually knows Felicity and like knows what she's thinking and feeling probably, whereas Sean knows nothing. So yeah,
And nothing. He don't know shit about shit.
he doesn't know anything.
Good one.
Thanks. So then we go back to the T-Bone Club, and Meghan is dancing on a table with Earl. And Felicity, Elena, and Julie are off to the side at a different high top. Felicity's like, how come all of a sudden I like worship her? So Julie does a toast to Meghan's dancing. They say to girls' night out. Meghan comes up to them and tells Felicity that Earl wants to dance with her, but she told Earl that Felicity's too much of a wuss to do it. But Felicity's like, watch and learn. And she goes on to that platform and starts dancing with Earl. So then now we see that Javier and Ben are now in line at the T-Bone Club as well. And Javier cuts his way up to the front of the line with Ben, says to the bouncer, "2 please." And he's like, I know you're supposed to be cool and aloof, but we just want to go inside, please, and talk to someone. But the bouncer is very cool and aloof. And it's like,
Very bouncery about it.
Very, very bouncery, yes. I'm like, I don't know what the verb is, but bouncery is right. Or adjective, I guess. So the bouncer says, well, if you're a guy, you have to have a date to get in. So then Javier kisses Ben and says, Tuesday is our 5th month anniversary. And the bouncer's tickled and lets them in.
Oh, this is the surprise kiss that I can get behind.
Yeah, right?
I like that he made it Tuesday, so it sounds more realistic instead of being like, oh, tonight happens to be our anniversary. He made it Tuesday. That's gold. That's brilliant.
So funny.
And I just love that, like, Javier is always trying to kiss Ben. Like, there was that other time where it's like, oh, is that my ex? Like, oh, you know, Benjamin gave me a bubble bath. And, like, he's always, like, pretending he's his boyfriend.
I'd be spotting my ex all day.
So they go into the club and make their way through the crowd. Finally, Ben sees what they're doing there. He sees Felicity dancing with the girls, looking like a hot tamale. And again, in that very scene, I was like, that's a callback to The List red dress, right? Because it's like looking her up and down.
No question.
See her
That was
booty
intense.
dancing. It was very intense.
But it's different this time. That time, he was attracted to her, but he still didn't want like a real thing with her. This time, he's in love with her.
Well, and in The List, that wasn't really Felicity. She was putting on that high voltage, doing what she thought she needed to do to keep him.
Mm-hmm.
This time, she was just out with her girls, having a blast, doing her own thing. I do like how it's different. Very good point.
Great contrast.
So as Felicity's dancing, Elena then points out Ben to Felicity. So Javier drags Felicity and Ben outside and says, look, I know there's so much between you two going on, but do me a favor and talk, please. So Javier leaves them to talk. And Felicity says, she's like, hey, I forgot, or I never said this to you, but I'm really glad that you apologized to Greg. Ben says, yeah, just in time for him to smack me in the face. But he's like, look, but I deserved it for what I told Richard. And then Ben says, so you and Greg aren't, together anymore? Felicity says, no, that's over. Ben's like, well, see, now if I knew that was going to happen, I would have hit him back.
What a dork.
And they do have a giggle over that. So then inside, Javier is talking to Bijou about the daily grind. And I think maybe in the year 2000, it was scandalous that, they were like a drag queen or something. But these days I was like, yeah, the joke kind of fell a little flat. And then Meghan comes up to them and asks where Felicity is. He's talking to Ben outside. So she's like, ugh, gotta go break that up because that's not supposed to be happening today. And I also thought it was funny that this time Meghan was the one asking, have you seen Felicity? Instead of everyone asking her.
Yeah.
Oh, good catch.
So Felicity and Ben are outside, leaning very close to each other. And Ben says that what he said at the loft, it's not true. That this thing with her is not about the chase. But then Meghan comes up and interrupts them. They're going to Earl's. So she pulls Felicity away. She says, bye, Ben. And as they pull Felicity away, Ben shouts to her, like, hey, let's meet up at the loft later and talk. Felicity's like, okay, sure, yeah, great, as they are heading off to Earl's. So then Meghan's crew stop at a bodega for some sustenance. And Felicity and Meghan are in the aisles shopping and chatting. So Felicity says to Meghan, thanks for stealing me away from Ben back there. I almost forgot what this whole night was about. She says, I know you think my relationship with him is stupid, but like, unless you felt that way about someone for forever. Meghan stops her, is like, hey, I have a Ben. Felicity asks, Earl? Like, no, Greg. And that I remember being like, wait, what? Like, you've known him for 2 seconds, just as long as Felicity has. But, of course, we get a bigger reveal. So who walks in but Greg? And Meghan says, oh my God, it's a sign from God. Like, this is it. This is my chance. Felicity's like, hey, we just broke up. Meghan's like, yeah, so he's vulnerable.
Dummy.
Like, duh, that's the point. So Meghan goes up to Greg. He's like, oh, Meghan, hey. She's like, we're married. Like, what? Excuse me? She's like, we got married in a sandbox, Ashburton Elementary. Still not ringing a bell to him. She says, I was fat. I was really fat. And then it dawns on Greg. He's like, oh my God, you're Meghan. She's like, yeah, so it's been a few years. And I don't want to be too aggressive here, but I was wondering, do you want to go find a sandbox? And he giggles. He's like, that's cute. She's like, no, I'm serious. You want to go find a sandbox?
She's like, no, for real though. Like,
she's like, no, really, you, me, sandbox now. So Greg's like, oh, well, I'm just not interested, but thank you. And he walks away. And Meghan's very sad. She says, oh, well, you're going to hear from my lawyer about alimony. Trying to, play off, make a joke out of it. It was a good joke, but I feel very sad for her.
Yeah. But it makes so much more sense, because I was like, what the fuck did she see in this guy? And she saw the old him, not like present day Greg. So I'm totally okay with it now. I totally forgot about all that.
But it just shows that, again, he's a dick.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Was he a dick, though?
I mean, he is, but what's he gonna do? Like, be like, yes, I'm still in love with you too. Let's go.
But does he know we're even? I don't know. It was just very dismissive. Like, oh, I'm not interested. But thanks. Okay, bye. I don't know. It was very abrupt.
I
like,
guess,
not like, oh, wow. Yeah, it has been so long. But like, it just, I don't know. If they knew each other from way back in the day.
Yeah, he
okay,
didn't
so
seem...
let me throw this at you, Heather. Let's say a certain person came up to you.
I never married him in a sandbox.
Still, let's pretend that he liked you then, and he came up to you. Would you be like, oh,
but I would assume,
let's go.
But if there was a wedding, but like I would assume at some point they were friends. They didn't just like randomly get married in a sandbox.
I mean, kids do getting married in sandboxes, though.
Yeah.
Like, how old were they? Like, sandbox age is like, that's single digits.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
There had to be some mutual... It wasn't like, oh, I chased you around a sandbox for a whole year. I don't know. There was a mutual, we got married. I don't know.
Clearly it meant more to her than it did to him.
Obviously, yes. Obviously.
It's hard to say because, kids do ridiculous stuff like that. It's not like, if they had been like best friends for a long time, then I think he would have recognized her from the beginning, and not have
just for her to be like, he's my Ben. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's the same thing. Well, like I held his blood at the blood drive for 2 seconds. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's like going to be received differently. I suppose he could have been nicer, but it also would be like, the fuck are you talking about? It could have been meaner too.
It could have been. I think he could have given her a shot. Like, Meghan's gorgeous.
That could have been a spinoff.
What the fuck?
They fucked up. Could have been a spinoff.
We don't need to see more Greg. So now Meghan sulks back to Felicity and says, okay, now it's your turn to take me out. Felicity tells her, well, I do know of one party. So they head to Epstein, where Richard is throwing a Code is President party. I guess these are a regular occurrence. So they're all dancing, and Felicity and Meghan go to sit down, and Richard asks, all right, who wants to do some dirty dancing with the new president? They're like, no, we're good. He's like, don't worry, ladies. Beneath this aura of authority, it's still just me, Richard. And he is loving being president.
He was in his
soaking
element.
It up. He's got a cigar. He's celebrating. He's loving it.
Good for him.
Hey, he won. Fair and square.
Ish. Fair-ish.
He got the votes. We'll say that.
Yeah. He did.
So then Meghan and Felicity are chatting in the booth. Meghan says, we don't need men. Like, we can go out and have a kick-ass time without them. Felicity says, yeah, and we've accomplished a lot this year. She's like, we're RAs and damn good ones. She's like, and hello, like, I ran for student council this year. Meghan says, and lost. She's like, true. But the point is, win or lose, we get through it. We survive. Now, I got to tell you, I have more than one away message this week because there's just so many good
Clearly.
quotables in this episode. So
Fine.
that's one of them. Win or lose, we get through it, we survive. And now my second one. Meghan then says, yeah, we're women, we're strong, we're sisters, doing it for ourselves like Aretha Franklin. That's my other. It's my second one of the episode. And they cheers to Aretha Franklin. And that also is quoted in my brain. You know, Emilie, I think, was talking about in our interview earlier, like, oh, do you ever just like think of Felicity quotes and you try and quote them to other people in your life? That comes up in my head a lot, like doing it for ourselves like Aretha Franklin. Yeah, and I love to see them bonding. We said Meghan's a little bit nicer in this episode. They're like kind of forming a friendship here. It's good. I like it.
They definitely spent, this is the most time they've ever really spent together, because Meghan historically is just like in and out of the room,
Mm-hmm.
and they've had to be in close proximity this time. So yeah, it's interesting to see that develop.
And like Meghan's been vulnerable now. I mean, she was when her parents came to visit. There was a little, you know, like
But that
seeing
was
her.
like, I'll kill you though if you don't follow, play along.
Yeah.
So she's still scary.
So then back at the loft, Ruby gets to sleep in like the loft where Sean sleeps. But Noel brings her a glass of water before tucking her in for bed. And Ruby says, that was fun. It was like... Noel's like, yeah, I know. Because it was like old times, right? So he asks her if she has plans with Wade tomorrow. But Ruby says, I really don't want to talk about Wade right now. He says, what do you want to talk about? And she kisses him. They're cute. I wish she wasn't pregnant so much.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure Noel does too. But yeah, it is cute. That's all I got. It feels ultimately doomed, but it's cute.
yeah.
We'll take it while it lasts.
So then Javier is outside on a stoop saying that he and Samuel should spend the rest of his life together, but he's practicing to Benjamin. So Javier asks Ben if he will marry him, and Ben says, yes, of course, yes. So Javier is so happy. He's hoping that's exactly what's going to happen with Samuel. So then Ben asks Javier, so you and Samuel are really happy, huh? And Javier says, yes, but it hasn't always been that way. He even cheated on Samuel once with Otis, the water delivery guy. And Ben asks him, well, did he forgive you right away? But Javier says, nope. He had to prove himself all over again. And every man has to find his own way of showing his true love. So then Javier asks, oh, do you really think Samuel will marry me? Ben says, if he's smart, he will. So sweet. And then Javier even says that's the sweetest thing he's ever said to him and hugs him. And Ben's like, oh, okay, enough. Too much love. But it was really cute. It was just so matter of fact. Like, if he's smart, he will. It was very cute.
I love it.
Then back at Epstein, Felicity wants to go dance. But then Julie brings up, hey, aren't you supposed to go meet up with Ben later? Meghan says, no, Ben. And Felicity's like, no, I don't need Ben. She's like, oh my God, I don't need Ben. I'm going to go take care of this. And Elena says, yeah, you are your own woman. So Felicity gets up out of the booth. She's got that be the ball look on her face, like she's on a mission. So she goes to the payphone. We can see she's very tipsy. She's stumbling a bit. And she calls the loft and leaves a voicemail for Ben. She says, I just wanted to call because I'm not going to meet up with you tonight. The thing is, I don't need you. We cannot hang out tonight or ever. We can't be together because I don't trust you and we'll never be able to change that. To go back and change all that stuff that's happened, I'm not going to let you screw up my life again. So I think you and we need to not see each other anymore at all, even as friends, until we're like way past all this stuff. You know, even though we're living in the same place right now. So I'm going to move out tomorrow. But yeah, that's basically why I'm calling. Because you and we can never really be. And she hangs up.
Good one, girl.
But also I was like, this is like the drunk dial before drunk dial was a thing. Like in college, it was only got easier to make a fool out of yourself when cell phones became a thing. It was so much easier to drunk text, drunk dial, and like I just wonder how
You had to go out of your way to make a fool out of yourself.
I was like, how
you
much
like really had to put some intention in it.
Yeah, I feel like it must have been way less common. You're like, oh,
Gotta
I'm gonna
find
go
a
to the
quarter,
payphone
gotta
and
find a
call them.
payphone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like there had to
Gotta
be one around.
Dial like the numbers perfectly. Oh my gosh.
But again, I was like, oh yeah, so college. Like you're drunk, you call, you text. That was, yeah.
Did you
It's a rite of
guys
passage.
ever have a really dramatic drunk dial?
I was gonna ask the same thing. I can't say I have. I watched
can't
somebody
think
make
of one.
one, like a really bad one. But
Ooh.
I sent a lot of drunk texts that I probably shouldn't have.
really? Wow.
But nothing that was like that, where it was like an overture statement.
Yeah.
I feel like I would text Melissa a lot drunk too.
I'm sure we did.
Be like, so-and-so's
I'm
at
so
this
sure.
party, blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My friend was walking down the street talking to someone on her phone, and it was like the Motorola flip phone ones.
Mm-hmm.
And she was mad because he wouldn't come over and lay some pipe. And I thought that was the funniest thing I'd ever heard in my life at the time, because I was also drunk. And she got so mad at him that she threw her phone on the street. Like, she threw it on the, like, concrete sidewalk and kept walking. So I went back and got it for her, but, like, that's how drunk she was. So that was the best. That was, like, the best drunk phone call I've ever seen in my life. I was so glad I was there for it. I think about it all the time.
I mean, yeah, rite of passage, I think, in college. So I'm glad we got a drunk dial in Felicity. So then the next morning, Meghan's in the bathroom washing her face, and Felicity comes in to brush her teeth. They both looked better before and have felt better. Felicity just says, headache. Meghan grunts, mm-hmm. Felicity says, fun though. But Meghan just says, kinda. She can't quite admit that was sort of like kinda. Also, P.S., I love her nightgown. It was so unique and cute. It wasn't like super goth or crazy. It was very feminine, like a little different with like gray flowery thing. I don't know. I really liked it.
I've seen a lot of really great robes in TV. Like, I know there were some really cute ones on 90210, for example, but I feel like there's so many shows where I've seen like people have the most amazing robes on, like nightgown robes, like silk and like the fanciest shit. I'm like, I would never ever wear that, but I love the way it looks on screen.
Yeah, I'm more the Felicity with like the flannel robe and like nothing. Like Meghan was very fancy. I didn't
Like a
quite look
grown-up.
like her, but yeah, it was very grown up. It was like a nice little slip
It
nightgown.
reminds me of Blanche Devereaux. That's what I'm thinking about. Like, she always had like a nice, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like her like little nightgown, like robe sets. Like she was like that. It's like giving that vibe.
I mean, yeah, they wore like house coats back in the day that were like robes, but
But they were nice.
Muumuus.
Some of them were cute though.
some of them were.
Well, doesn't Meghan, like, her style kind of transitions to, like,
Yeah.
more 60s? And I definitely think of that for, like, that kind of nightgown.
Mhm.
That's what they wore.
And it kind of makes sense because like she was washing her face, so like all her makeup was off and everything. So like she wasn't super goth in that moment, so it was just a little more feminine. I liked it. So then Felicity giggles as she starts brushing her teeth. She's like, Aretha, ha 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 ha. Meghan's like, yeah, but you know what I was thinking though? When we don't need men is exactly when we should get together with them. And that's my takeaway message of the episode, because that's so good too. So she says to Felicity, like, you know what I mean? So mid-teeth brushing, Felicity says, yeah, I think I do. She's like, and again, another epiphany. She's like, I've been pushing Ben away all this time, saying that I couldn't trust him. But the truth is, I'm the one I couldn't trust. I didn't think that I could handle it. But I can, and there's proof. Ben broke my heart at the beginning of this year, and I got over it. So no matter what Greg or Ben or any other guy says or does, it's about being able to be on our own. You're saying I don't need Ben to survive, and that's exactly why I'm ready for us to be together. So again, she's pouring her heart
Any
out.
excuse to get with them. Like, you
Well,
could
yeah.
like put a spin on anything anybody says at that point. I'm like, yes, that's why we should be together.
And that's why I should be with.
In conclusion,
So yeah, she's pouring her heart out, and Meghan looks at her quizzically. She's like, "You a little toothpaste." And then it dawns on Felicity, the message. She runs out to the answering machine and deletes the voicemail off the answering machine. But Sean tells her, sorry, Ben already heard it last night. And he heard it. He took off, and Sean hasn't seen him since. So then the phone rings, and it's for Ruby. Though Sean makes his way up to the loft to give Ruby the phone, and we see Ruby and Noel in bed together, snuggling it up in the morning. So Sean's like, it's Wade. And he sees Noel. He's like, oh, morning. And Ruby takes the phone and leaves to talk to Wade. And Sean asks, did you guys? And Noel says no.
Like, did you guys fuck in my bed?
Like, literally, I was like,
basically,
Sean, not appropriate question. Like, she's
it's
just
not an appropriate thing to do in Sean's bed either.
Especially in an open loft
Very
where
open.
Yeah.
other people
I
are
mean,
like
that would be
sleeping on the
crazy.
couch and stuff.
I think it would
Very
be easy
open.
for that statement to fall out of one's mouth. Like, did you guys do it? I'd be like, what the fuck?
I probably wouldn't ask, but
Well, I'm
Yeah.
techie as shit, so I would.
you're like,
Oh.
but yeah, they didn't sleep together. They just snuggled all night, I guess. So then Sean goes back downstairs and walks by Julie, and he wants a little clarification. He asks, hey, the other day when I told you that I was in love with you and you said thanks, was that like yes, thank you? Was it a no, thank you? Like, what did that mean? And Julie says, it's a maybe.
Don't
Don't
lie,
give him
Julie.
hope.
Come on.
I don't know what she's thinking. Does she really think it's a maybe?
I think it's probably just like her non-confrontational stuff, like how she had said she doesn't break up with people; she waits till they break up with her. He's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
she's gonna have to date him and then wait till he breaks up with her.
Oh, no. Which he won't. He wouldn't.
Yeah. Save the date.
So then we go back to Elena's apartment where Tracy is leading her to. And he says, all right, baby, don't be mad. Like, I tried my best here. Like, just, don't get too upset here. So they open the door. And of course, it's beautiful. And Elena is so happy. Again, she's like, now I'm mad that I have to move out next month. It kind of looks the same as before. It's like the same color scheme. It's just not a floral pattern, but it's pretty. It's a pretty color. I like it. So Tracy tells her, yeah, there are certain things you just shouldn't rush. Elena says, that's why you have to have patience, because some things are really worth waiting for. She says, thank you for doing this. And he says, thank you for waiting. And they kiss. So I guess they're back together, and Elena has decided she gonna wait.
I mean, that's
What
what she
could go
thinks
wrong?
today.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, they are cute together.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a very sweet thing for him to do. All right. So now Felicity goes to Dean and DeLuca trying to track down Ben. She asks Javier if Ben is there, but he canceled his shift. So Felicity's like, oh, he probably doesn't ever want to work with me again. And Javier says, okay, are we done with you? Can we talk about me now? Samuel said yes. He says, Martha Stewart wedding, here I come. So yeah, Javier's getting married. And I think this was perhaps pretty progressive back in 2000. Like, that wasn't,
Yeah.
because it wasn't until Obama that it
Yeah.
was federally recognized. That's very cute. And I like that they called it a wedding, not just like a civil union or whatever. That was cute. So then Ben comes in, approaches Felicity. I'm like, do one of you want to handle this scene? Do you want to take this?
Okay. You just keep going. We'll
Okay.
comment.
You got this.
Okay. I just
You,
don't
or
want to
you don't want to have it out of your mouth.
No, I just don't want to like steal if you have emotions and want to say things.
Talk. Go. Do it.
Okay. All right. So then Ben comes in, goes to Felicity, says he was walking around all night trying to figure out how to show her that she can trust him now instead of just telling her, because he's all out of words, which I agree. Sometimes it's the action. It's not what you say.
Tell
it's
me
what
with
you
your
do.
body.
How
That's
can
why
I
can't do
show
this.
you? You're like, there's a reason I'm not the moderator. All right. Anyway, back to the mood. Set the mood again. So he tells her he thought of the one moment, the turning point where he blew it, where he could have done the right thing and he didn't. And he realized that it was that night that they were supposed to go see that movie. Do you remember? She says, yeah, the gold rush, Charlie Chaplin. He says, yeah, and I didn't show up. Says, you know where I was that night? I was on the Staten Island ferry, just going back and forth by myself, running away. What I've done my whole life. It's like, I'm sick of running. Said he realized that was the moment he would take over if he could. So this morning he called around and he finally found it. Ben hands Felicity a paper bag and she pulls something out. Ben asks her, you know what that is? She says, yeah, it's a film canister. And she gets all teary-eyed. He says, nah, it's a time machine. Yeah, that, it's pretty good.
Oh my God. That's like the most romantic moment of TV history.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other ones. Like, it really feels so
Honestly-
high up there.
Honestly, this could have been the end of the series, in my opinion. I think
Yeah,
it
just
should have.
Leave on a high note.
You're like, two
Well,
and
no,
done.
it
That's fine.
didn't. It didn't have to happen yet. Like, this could have happened at the end of season 4. He could have
Oh.
referenced all the way back to that moment as when he like messed it up and said this is a time machine instead of doing the actual time travel episode. But
I think I need
honestly,
hospital.
it's just so perfect. It's so sweet, and like the metaphor behind it. It's just,
Yeah.
I just love it. I love it so much.
And I do, and Carrie Russell's just such a good actor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's like tearing up without crying. Like,
Right,
you can
right,
see
right.
her eyes
Yes.
welling up, but she's not like
Yeah.
sobbing.
Yeah, like
you
the
can
little
see how much it
emoji.
meant to her. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even I get emotional. It's a very good scene.
Mm-hmm.
So then we fade out to nighttime on the roof. They're projecting the film onto the brick wall and watching the gold rush together. So Felicity and Ben are sitting next to each other. They're laughing, smiling, catching glances at each other. And eventually she turns toward him, leans in to kiss, and we finally get the Felicity and Ben reunion kiss while the movie plays in the background. But oh my God, the music is so bad on streaming.
So fucking bad. It's a crime. It's a
Oh.
fucking crime.
I was like, it actually takes away from the
Yeah.
weight of the scene.
yeah. It
I
was
was
so
like, what
impactful,
is this
but oh my
garbage?
gosh, it could have been so much more. I mean, it was impactful because, like, you know, but
I mean, the scene, like, I would prefer silence to whatever
or just
they
like
had.
the theme, like
yeah,
the
like the
Felicity
little
theme.
plinky guitar, like the
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
That would have been better. Anything would have been better.
Anything.
But they did.
So in the OG version,
Oh my god.
the song
my
that
God.
played was "Ice Cream" by Sarah McLachlan.
Chills.
I don't know that song specifically of hers. It wasn't one I don't think that was on the radio.
Oh my gosh.
I can appreciate like that it's so poetic because Meghan was
Yes.
saying that Sarah McLachlan is Ben music, and
Mhm,
that
mhm,
means that
mhm.
she's into him
Perfect.
again. And
Yes.
like it fits.
My chills
so
are getting
well.
chills. You
And
gotta
I did listen
it.
to I
Yeah.
listened to a bit of the song, and it says like it's a long way down to the place where we started from. Like it's just it's so poetic. That's
Oh my gosh,
that
I'm dying
option.
right now. I
But
love
of
it
course,
so much.
we were what, 12, 13, 14 maybe when this came out? No, 13. So I don't remember what songs played in what scenes. So for me, the song that I think of is from the DVDs because that's what I've rewatched over and over and over and over and over again. And on the DVDs, it's the song Like Lovers Do by Heather Nova, which, you know, doesn't have the same poetic link because it's not Ben music. It's not Sarah McLachlan. But Heather Nova was very frequently used on WB shows, like Dawson's Creek used London Rain. Like I can picture the one scene that they used her song in for Dawson's Creek. So like it's an okay substitute for that era. And that song also has a really nice tension building to the kiss when they finally kiss. Like it fit really well on the DVDs too. But the one on streaming is so generic. There's no like,
Such a
for lack of a better
disappointment.
word, there's no like climax to the kiss in the song. Like it just it takes away that moment to me, and it's really unfortunate. So I'm gonna have to plug in my DVD player and like rewatch it because it's garbage. But I don't want to end on a negative note. So
Yeah.
that's the end of the Aretha theory.
I mean,
How do
we
we
still got a
feel
kiss, so it's
about-
okay.
Yeah, you still got the kiss. So how do we feel about like the whole episode being girls' night out, we don't need men, and then it does though end with her getting back together with Ben? Do we have thoughts on that?
I think,
Obviously, we're okay with it.
I mean, right off the bat,
She-
totally support it.
I do like that she didn't get back together with him. Like, she didn't end up meeting up with him that night. Like, I do like that girls' night did end up just being a girls' night, and then it was later that they had their own date
She had a
night.
moment of clarity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it made sense because she did get out of that headspace. Like what makes sense, like when we don't need them, it's the best time to get with them, kind of things. Like she did realize, like, no, I do not need him. Like she actually just wants him, and I think before that need was like more of a like that infatuation kind of I need him, and not like a genuine like no, I really am making this choice like with a clear mind kind of thing. So I think it's all right. I think it fits. Shows growth
Mm-hmm.
in one way.
I appreciated that Ben heard her voicemail, like all the things she said, like we shouldn't
Oh
be
my gosh,
together,
yes.
blah blah blah. And he didn't give up because of that. He like just kept going and did this huge gesture and was honest with her about, that night and how he was just on the ferry. And I just thought that was really like character growth for him, because maybe old Ben would have been like, oh, all right, I'm out. But
Yeah, I totally appreciate that too. The fact that he heard it and he like left and he like was on a mission and he didn't go like get like drunk or get into a fight or like, make some sort of scene or like do something stupid or like, he didn't wake up with some girl in the loft the next day. Like it was like
Oh my
all the
God,
things
so
that
many
he could have
TV
done.
shows do that crap. I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, that could have been like that would have been like totally like a first season Ben kind of like any of those things, but yeah, he did something very, very different, and I really, really loved that he heard it and still made that choice he made, and like he really got it, I think.
Well, and he listened to Javier's advice of like every man has to find their own way.
Right,
to show
exactly.
them.
Yeah,
And
it really fit well.
He really thought about it. It was like, all right, how can I show her instead of I can't just say the words because that's like trust. Like words don't mean anything anymore if you don't trust someone. So how do I show them? Still, like, it is an overture of some sort. It is a big gesture. So we'll still have to see, throughout the rest of the season and seasons, how else he can keep showing up for her.
Right.
But yeah, it was so thoughtful to think back.
Right,
Like,
it's
okay,
a
when
weighty
did I fuck it up?
gesture. Yeah, it was very thoughtful, very meaningful. It wasn't just like, oh, I'm gonna like fill your entire dorm room with roses or something. Like it wasn't like generic. It was
meaningful and personal.
Very personal, yeah. And accountability. He took accountability. Like that moment was the moment, and this is how. Our time machine, amazing.
Oh man, yeah. Time
Brilliant.
machine. That's why I'm thinking, man, it's got to end this way. That should have been the series finale.
And
Like
scene.
I'm
But yeah, this
is where the show
I've
ends
seen
for
what I
me.
need to see. I'm all set here, folks. Thank you.
Oh man. Yeah, I think it shows growth for both of them because this whole year has been very experimental for her. Like, try art, try this, try that, cut the hair, like explore all these other things. And she has ended up back with Ben, but they've both changed to like be in that place. So it's good. It's good stuff and very romantic. And Melissa, if I'm not wrong, if I remember correctly, I gave you a projector for your wedding gift so that you could recreate this with your husband. Have you done that?
We don't have like a brick, roof of
Well,
what sorts, but
sure.
we have like a screened-in porch. So we've been doing projected movies on like a white sheet in our porch. So that's been very cute. So thank you, Heather.
Well, I was
for
just
helping
have you recreated
my
this
romantic
fantasy?
dreams. Yeah, we haven't watched The Gold Rush. We should watch that. I actually really like one of Charlie Chaplin's movies called City Lights. In my opinion, very romantic.
I know I watched one in college for film class. Like, it was for communications, but it was like film, radio, TV, all things. So I remember I had to watch one. I don't remember which one it was, though. Or maybe it was, what's that other guy? Foster? Buster Keaton. Not Foster. Buster Keaton. Maybe it was him. Maybe it was
Same
him.
difference.
Yeah, whatever. Silent, black and white, slapstick comedy, whatever. Amazing. RESPECT. The Aretha Theory.
I'm so glad I didn't snort when you said that. That was good. That's very funny.
Thank you. I didn't think it was that funny, but thank you.
I don't know. I'm just like in a really good mood for some reason.
For some unknown reason. All right, well, it's a new era of Felicity and Ben. Any other last thoughts?
No, just inappropriate stuff probably. More images than words.
The next one gets more inappropriate. The next two. Go take a cold shower.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, we hope you all enjoyed the Aretha Theory with us and our interview. Go sign the petition to support the Felicity Revival if that's your thing. We will talk to you all next time.
Bye.
Felicity Was Here is produced, written, and edited by Heather, Melissa, and Dr. Joe. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Felicity Was Here Pod. If you're enjoying the pod, please leave us a review and help us spread the word. We appreciate you and would love to hear from Felicity superfans like us. So send us your feedback, ask us your burning questions, or just say hey at felicitywasherepod@gmail.com. We may even read your note in a future episode.